Yeah, welcome to another episode of Artco Drone Solutions Saturday Night Live number 54. We've got a great show tonight. I will talk about my experience flying the Emax Easy Fly drone. It's similar to the Tiny Hawk. Uh, it's fun, but I still need to practice. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of practice. Um, I tried it without the goggles so I could get a feel for the controls. And oh, okay. I did not know that. I normally start at the top of the hour, like at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. Uh, Eastern Time. Timeless Truths. Welcome. And Bob Casey. Welcome to the show. Mana mana. But welcome to the show. Thank you guys coming in. All right, we got a good crowd. So Steve Mack, good to see you. Hopefully we'll have old guy on the drone, and maybe Lloyd will show up or Mitch will show up. That'd be cool. Excuse me, just a little cough there. Uh, uh, so I copied that, and I got the little controller for the Robomaster. It took me a while, but I figured out how to get it to work with the app on the phone. Thanks, Mike B. Oh, did you get your candy? Yeah, I sent that out. You should have gotten it a little while ago. Mitch is in the chat. Mitch, I have sent you a link. So check your email. Uh, Allergies are kicking my butt. Oh, okay, great, Mitch. We'll see you in a few. Uh, yeah, so the controller works pretty good. The thing is, I get to go forward, backwards, side to side. Roy Cornelius, welcome to the show. But it took me a while to figure out how to get it to turn the Robomaster. It's really weird. You got to hold down the flipper button that's in front of the controller and can turn the controller, the paddle, you know, to get it to turn this way. I guess that'd be a yaw turn, and that took a while to figure out how to use that. That's kind of a clunky way to do it, but it'll. I'll have to look at some videos on YouTube to see how that works. But yeah, Mitch, I got a chance to fly the excuse me, the Emax Easy Fly, and maybe you can help me out with it. I got to figure out how to trim it because I get to go up and then it likes to drift to the right, and it loves the ceiling. I notice because it'll go like right up to the ceiling and it'll suck itself right into the ceiling. So I got to, but I figured out how to get to moving around. I got to moving around the room. I did it in the apartment without the goggles on. I wanted to get kind of a feel for the controllers and figure out, okay, how to go forward, backward, side to side, and how to get it to turn around. And one thing I did notice, uh, Tim Rehan, welcome to the show. All right. And I know when you click on the advanced settings, I had it all the way down on the beginner series settings. I know if you click it all the way up to all the way up, you get to do all that kind of stuff. That's more the expert setting. So yeah, it'll just take time for me to learn how to fly it, and I can't wait to try it with the goggles. I think that's gonna look pretty cool to get that. Uh, the only other downside is I opened up the package. You saw me open it up a few days ago, or last week, but I can't find the charger for the battery. So I might have to go and go back to Amazon and order it and get. Plus, I'll get some batteries because those batteries only last about 5 minutes. Yeah, please hit that like button and also go back and watch some of my other videos. I need the airtime. Let's build that up. I'm at 1.6K and I need to get up to 4K. So let's build that up. So I'm up over 200 videos right now, and I just hit 20K on views, but that's kind of fudging it because that's since I started this channel almost 2 years ago. So that's not in the last, uh, you know, 360 days, 65 days. That would be, I think, 16K or so, 17K. So that we got going. And also, I have another candy giveaway. I'm giving away 3 boxes of almond toffee. And you know the drill. You just go to that video that I posted last night and type in the comment section, "My honey wants almond toffee." And on Valentine's Day, which is a Friday, I'm going to do a special show, and I will pick a winner. I will pick 3 winners. All right, Brent's Explorations. Welcome to the show. I finally met Brent on one of the other live streams, so now I could see what his face looks like. So it was good to meet you, and thanks for coming to the show. So I've got that. Oh, be right back. Uh, it has been windy here in Denver. We had a nice warm day. We were in the, I don't know, the mid to upper 60s today, and it's been real windy all day. So I I think it's the pollen from the pine trees that are just doing it's just screwing with my nose and that if I move a little bit, my nose starts running. But if I stay still, it'll clear up and I'll be fine. Yeah. So it's supposed to get up to 70 or a little more than 70. And then guess what happens on Monday? Yes, we got a snowstorm coming through, which that'll be interesting because with all this warm weather, it'll make a nice sheet of ice on my car when I wake up to go to work. But we do need the moisture down here in Denver. The mountains are getting pounded with snow, which is really good because we get much of our water here in Denver and the other communities along the Front Range from the snow melt because we have a lot of reservoirs up in the mountains that hold the water that is piped down here to Denver. And it's also good for fishing too. So when we have a good runoff, that means the when the fish spawn, we'll have a really healthy population of fish, and it'll keep the water levels up, especially in the reservoirs and the lakes and streams down here, which will be great. So that's what's going on. And I just saw something on Facebook that China is going to deploy an army of drones to spray disinfectants across cities in China. How cool is that? So uh, that's going on. Also, the DJI plant in China is closed because, well, because of the coronavirus. Wonder how they came up with that name. Were there a bunch of Chinese, I don't know, lab technicians at their version of the CDC say, "Oh, Wang, what we call this new virus? Oh, we call it Corona. We call it Corona. I love drinking Corona beer." Oh, the Pro Cut. Well, welcome to the show, John in Tennessee. Oh, okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, yeah. Okay. So that's what's going on. Just Lone Spanker. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming. Yeah, let's get a good crowd here going. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Glad I was able to finally try out the FPV drone. That looks like that's going to be a lot of fun once I learn how to use it and get brave enough to take it outside. And Mitch, you are right. Don't try it outside until you learn how to fly it because I can see how that little bugger could get away from me because I had him inside my apartment. And oh, Mel is here. Hey, Mel, I will put a link in the chat and you could come on the show. So, yeah, it really lights the ceilings and it really seems to light the corners of the apartment because it always seems like it wants to go off in the corner and crash there. And then I have to get my little grabber and reach down behind something. All right, Mel, we'll see you in a few minutes. Uh, grab that thing and get back up in the air. It's really easy to start up. Uh, that's no problem. Binding is a breeze. So yeah, just learning how to control it. And what I want to do, I guess the main deal is you got to keep it moving. You can't just sit there and hover because it just won't do that. It'll drift off by itself, and it'll go right into the wall or oh, and it lights my uh, window shades. It likes to hit that and go. Brrr. Luckily, my couch is right up against the wall there, so it didn't fall down behind the couch. That would have been a real pain in the butt to get that. But yeah, once I get the hang of flying that, and if I feel comfortable after a while, I'll graduate up to a better drone, a better setup. Uh, from what I understand, is this drone will even work with the Fat Shark goggles, and it comes with one antenna, but it has two antenna ports. So I could unscrew them, and I could go and buy third party antennas. I get the mushroom antenna, and I get the other antenna that has that diamond shaped or square shaped uh, pad that I think it's omnidirectional. There's Mitch. Let's welcome to the show.
I'm just trying to get you shutting up on the cell phone here before.
Oh, okay.
You're quick, Art, man. I'll tell you, man, you are fast on that button. Let me get myself
Yeah, get yourself
situated
right in the
here.
middle there.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was talking about flying the FPV drone and how I.
I've been listening. I've been listening to you. Let me get myself situated.
Oh,
Go ahead and continue to talk. I need to
okay. Yeah.
get kind of set up here.
I tried it without the goggles to kind of get the feel for the drone. Hey, Sean Geetsvana is here. Welcome to the show.
I want to get the
Yeah, we
chat
got a good
going here.
crowd here tonight. That's
Yeah.
great.
Hi, Bill Metro. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
And I saw, yeah, I gotta kind of try to open up your live stream and so I can
yeah,
actually see the real chat, not this stupid version of the chat that they show
yeah.
in the StreamYards window.
Right, right.
So,
Mhm.
you had me all screwed up today, Art. Didn't you say you were going to come on early today?
No.
You said something about you're going to be gone.
Oh no, that is on Valentine's Day.
Oh man! So I figured you were. I'm waiting for the notification, and I figured, well, I'll watch Art. At 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, five
Right.
o'clock, 6 o'clock.
One,
Nothing.
two, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Right. Five,
No,
10,
no Art.
rock around the clock today.
There you are. So you'll pardon if you get if I hear your. Let me shut off all my speakers here. If you
There
saw
we
my
go.
video of what I got to go through to get this live stream going, you'll know all the crap that I got to set up
Yeah.
here.
Hmm.
There it is. There you are, live stream.
Live stream. Yep, we got that. And Mitch will be, or Mitch.
Well, I heard
Well,
that. Yeah.
will be here in a few minutes. So
All right, let
we'll
me
have
pop out
a
the.
good show to go.
All
Uh,
right,
one
I'm
of the
there.
things that I noticed is I'm missing the little charger for
Hold
the
hold the
battery.
hold the battery up. Let me and the end of the wire. Let me see what kind of connector it's got on.
Oh, it is. Dang it! I
And then
didn't. Hold on a sec. I'll be
okay,
right.
yeah, I want to see. I want to see what you got there. Usually, the chargers they give you with those things are just little tiny chargers that plug into USB ports. Well, he can't hear me now because he's gone up. So, how's everybody doing? We got Geeks Vana, Mike B. How are you, Tim? How are you, Guy? Lone Spanker. How are you? And Bill at Metro Drones. I saw Brent Nunley is in here. How you doing, buddy? He said be right back, so he's not here. Mel's coming in the chat, I guess. Be a repeat of my show from Thursday. Steve Mack said hi to me. I think I said hi. I was in the middle of my dinner and trying to watch this on a cell phone, and people were saying hi to me, and I'm trying to type with that tiny little keyboard. Let's wait till he gets his headphones back in.
Yes. Yes. All righty. Well, I moved, so excuse me, folks.
Mike says they can't see my monkey. That's because Art's got us in this vertical format that's cutting off everything on both sides of me. There
we
you
go.
There's the monkey.
There's Spank.
There's Spanky.
All right, so
yeah, that's just a little JST connector, and if you look, probably buried in that box, they've got to give you a little charger, and it usually is just a something that plugs into a USB port.
Yeah,
a little dongle looking thing that plugs into a USB. I said little dongle looking thing, and look what popped up on the screen dongle. Here.
Right there.
Hey, little dongle. I might be a dongle, but I'm not little.
You didn't come here. You certainly didn't come here to get any respect, Mel, I hope.
Well.
Now, I did have, I found a charger, one of many.
Well, what is that? That's
too big.
Oh, you don't have one, huh? Well, here, say hi to Mel, and I'll go get one and show you what I think it should look like.
All right.
What kind of charger do you need, Art?
I need a charger for this battery.
Email me your address.
Okay.
And I'll send you one.
Oh, awesome.
I've got a couple of them.
Okay.
They plug into USB and
right.
And in fact, where is?
I don't know where it is.
Well, maybe I got one right here.
Okay.
If I don't have one right here, I'll have one in my other box of stuff. Okay. Hello, everybody in chat, and Lone and Mike B and all y'all. I did not get to the post office today, so that'll have to wait till next week. Yeah, I don't have one. I don't have one right here, Art, but I do have a couple extras, and but I've got the same batteries. So.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah.
So so email me your address and I'll send you one.
Okay. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it plugs into it. Pardon this. See, it looks like it's transparent, but that's the green screen. So you can get one of these and charge one at a time, or they may come with one of these that charges like 6 of them at a time.
Right.
And you can also get one of these, which actually plugs into, you just plug a regular LiPo in it, a regular big LiPo.
Right.
For when you're out flying at the field, you could, if you're flying regular drones, you have one of the LiPos with the XT60 connector on it, and then you can charge up to 6 of them with this as well. So any of those, and this thing is only like $15.
Yeah.
On Amazon. It's a shame. I mean, you can have one of these, but I just, you probably get it faster from Amazon for $3 because you get it the next day than for me trying to ship it to you.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I told him I'd send him one, but yeah, you get it a lot quicker if you just get one on Amazon for $2 or $3.
But
Okay,
I
I can
can't
do that.
believe it's not buried in your box
Yeah,
somewhere.
well, I looked in the box, I looked in the foam package, but I'll look again. I haven't thrown away any boxes yet. I did get everything put together, so I've got a bunch of boxes that are ready to go out into the trash. So here's my, yeah. So here on the controller, this is the
Yeah,
launch.
well, that's it.
Yeah,
That's the same as
yeah.
this one.
Yep, identical.
They come with them. They come with the. I think I didn't buy any of these, so they all came with different drones, little drones.
I think what happened is that's probably why it was cheaper because somebody probably returned it and they sold it and it's like, where is
Well,
the?
yeah, that may be true if you bought an open box. That
Yeah,
that
that's
might that might
probably,
explain it. That might explain it.
yeah. But yeah, I was having problems with the drone drifting sideways. So here I am. I'm trying to use the
Art,
trim. I'm
Art,
going,
it's not a GPS drone.
It's not gonna
It's
sit
not
still.
supposed to stay in one place. It's supposed to go where you send it.
And if it starts going somewhere on its own, you're supposed to control it. You're
Control
not
it.
supposed
Yeah.
to fly it.
This is
Come on now.
this is how spoiled all the DJI guys
Yeah.
get with the drone just sitting there. These things that even if you put a DJI drone in ADI mode, it's still going to be more stable because it's heavier than one of these little tiny hawks. They're all
Yep.
going to be all over the place.
Yep.
And you're in the stabilized mode, so when you let go, it does level off, right? You are.
no, it'll go up to the ceiling.
Well, that's different. I'm not talking about up and down. I'm talking about if you give it a direction and it tilts and then goes this way. If you let go of the stick, does it go like this again?
I think it does. Yeah.
Okay, that's called angle mode
Oh.
or stabilized mode.
Okay.
If you're in the acro mode and you go like this and let go of the stick, the drone stays like this until you push the stick back the other way to level it off.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something today.
Yeah,
Okay.
so fly in the stabilized mode indoors. I still do.
And did you get a simulator?
No, I didn't. That's one of the things I'm going
Well, Mitch and I can both recommend the same one to you. It's called Velocidrone.
But he's going to need to get a real transmitter in order to use it.
Yeah.
He can't.
Oh,
Hook,
he can't use
yeah,
that?
he can't hook that up to the simulator. I don't think.
to. Yeah. That's,
Has that
yeah.
got a USB port on it at all?
Well, it's got that little USB.
Well, you may be able to hook it to a simulator
Maybe.
because most simulators will work with game controllers, so that might
Yeah.
that might qualify.
Uh-huh. Well, speaking of game controllers,
Well, you got
I've
the
got
one
this
for
guy.
yeah. Well, one of those might work with the simulator.
yeah. Now this is the one for the Robomaster. So I was playing around with that today.
That's
And
the one for the Robomaster?
yeah,
I don't think it'll fly the Tiny Hawk.
no.
No, he's got the. It might work with the simulator though.
Yeah.
No, he won't fly the Tiny Hawk with that.
Yeah,
He's got the
I'm-
controller that came with the Tiny Hawk.
Yeah. But it will work with the Free Sky.
Oh, the Tiny Hawk will, sure.
Yeah.
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 It's
Mhm.
probably got a D8. Does it say it has a D8 receiver or a D16 receiver?
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah. Most of them have
it
D8s.
will
Yeah, there you go,
work
Mel.
with Fat Sharks too.
Yeah,
The FR Sky and a pair of Fat Sharks, and you're in business.
Yeah. hmm But yeah, here's the deal on this. This controls forward, backwards, side to side, and this one, I have to flip this here to get it to turn. So if I'm like going straight and I want to turn it rather than go
Oh,
sideways.
so that's only got one stick on it. It's got the stick and the push buttons, right? It doesn't have two sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that would be
It's got-
tricky.
Isn't that 2 sticks?
No,
Yeah.
is
One-
there another stick in the middle there?
Yeah, there's one in the top left corner and one in the bottom center.
Center, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can't you use those two sticks? Can't you make it yaw with one of those sticks?
Works for forward and backward, side to side.
Right.
And this other one, if I want to turn it, I have to flip this, and I'll just have to play around it with some more and kind of get the feel for it. And also, I'll look on YouTube, see if there are any videos on how to use this controller with the Robomaster.
There's got to be some way to configure it where you don't have to hold that thing down.
Yeah.
You might be able to configure it so that
Yeah.
the controller is always.
So that's
giving it
not
right.
that's not a Robomaster controller then. That's a generic one.
That's a generic one.
Oh, okay.
If I get
Now
the
it's making sense.
Robomaster controller, that is almost like $100.
Well, you're traveling the world, Detroit and Florida and everything else. You can get yourself a controller. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's right. That charger, Art, couple $3. I mean, they're nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get it quicker from Amazon than you would from him or me.
Right. Hey, Ron, I'm putting a link in if you want to join in. Ron Lockwood.
Art, I bought a new piece of technology.
You did what?
Yep. It's called an X-ray light.
X-ray light. Is that
Yep.
like those glasses that we used to get in the 60s and 70s?
Kinda.
You could look through girls' clothes.
Yep. I just turned it on. Let me see here. I gotta do something. Yeah, blue. There we go. I just turned it on.
Oh,
Now, see the wall behind me?
Uh-huh.
I gotta move my other camera mast out of the way. But watch what happens to the wall behind me. Oh, now it's not X-ray.
Oh, yeah, that's working great, Mel.
No, it's not working great, Art, you smart ass. What did I do wrong here?
I don't know. I think you spent too much money.
Are you trying to do what you did the other night on my what happened accidentally on my show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
There
that
it
was
goes.
fun.
there it goes. See
Had a brick-
what's happening there, Art?
Oh, yeah, I can see the brick wall
Yeah.
behind you.
That's the X-ray light shining through the plaster on the wall, allowing you to see what's behind the plaster.
Hey,
What do
Mel.
you think of that?
Art.
Yeah, I think I feel my leg being pulled.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell him what an old British friend of mine used to say. He used to say, "Hey, pull on the other one, mate. It's got bells on it."
Yeah. Yeah.
I just emailed you a link to a charger. It's like $6.95 on Amazon. Charge 6 batteries at a time.
Oh, cool. Thank
It's
you.
this one,
Hey,
this little
Ruben
deal right
is
here.
here. Okay.
That's the one I use, Mitch.
Yeah, $7, and you'll
Okay,
have it
cool.
there like 1 day, 2 days tops.
Wonderful. Great. That's
And then all you need to do is, if you have one of those battery bricks for your phone, you know, it has USB.
Right.
Yeah, you just plug the little charger into that. You can take it anywhere and
Oh,
charge the
yeah.
batteries. Yeah.
Steve Carpenter brought one to spin up and helped me charge up my phone when it was almost dead.
Yeah, and those things you can buy for next to nothing these days.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get one of those too. And those would be handy for when you're on a trip or something. Yeah.
What drones do you have? Did you get any DJI drones with a fly more combo?
Yeah, I did.
Well, every fly more combo has the adapter that you plug onto that drone's battery to charge USB.
Right. It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it's this guy.
Nope.
Now,
Nope.
hold on.
Nope.
Now, you don't. You have I can. Yes, you have the one handy. I got mine right over here, Val.
Okay.
To show 'em.
Well, mine's right over on the table. So yeah, either or. Go
All
ahead.
right, I'll go show 'em.
All right. Yeah. No. It's a thing that plugs right onto the battery.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
got 2 USB ports on it.
Right. I got that. Yep.
Well, that's what you use.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You can take your DJI battery, plug that adapter onto it, plug your
Yep.
US. Yep. See.
Yep.
And then plug your little 6-pack charger right straight into that.
There's
Oh,
two USB
Turn the
ports
battery
here.
on.
You
You
turn
gotta
the battery on,
Oh,
just like you
cool.
would with your drone, and
Yep.
then you get
And-
then you get to this one has 2 USB ports in it,
Oh.
and you can plug anything in. And this is like a 30-something 100 milliamp hour battery, isn't it?
Right.
So anyway,
I
it looks like this. It's a
those.
little tiny adapter. I don't know what the one for
He's
for the
got one, he
Mavic
said.
Air looks like, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be in with some other stuff. I'd have to hunt around for it. Ron, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, Mitch. How are you? Mel?
Good. Good.
Hey,
How you doing?
Ron.
yeah.
Yeah, Rick Halber's here. Hi, Rick.
Oh,
Roland's here too. How you doing, Roland?
yeah. Rick was like one of the first ones that came. I wasn't even alive yet. And he was already in the chat. And I'm like, wow.
I had Mad Kiwi half hour before I even hit the live button. He was in the chat.
How's everybody doing this weekend?
Oh, we're doing good, other than me just dealing with allergies. Oh, God, that is cool sunset there.
Weather sucks here.
Yeah.
Been gray and raining all day.
Gorgeous here today for a change. Been
Yeah.
gray and raining all week. And
We were, yeah.
I want
go
to throw
ahead.
something out. I want to throw something out there to everybody.
Okay.
Does anybody have one of the old Ronco food dehydrators, the round ones? Does anybody have one?
No.
No. Nope.
Does
Go check.
anybody in chat? Anybody got a
Go check
old
eBay. They
Ronco
probably-
food dehydrator that you don't use anymore?
Right.
I'm looking to buy one. I was looking on eBay,
Oh.
and you can get them on eBay for like $12, $19,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Shipping $78,
Oh,
$57. It's like,
Does Amazon have them? They still sell
yeah.
them?
I think they still sell them, but the thing is on Amazon they're still regular full price,
Bronco dehydrator.
Wow.
I
That's
don't see the Bronco. I see a bunch of different dehydrators.
yeah.
Presto.
Presto makes one that's around.
Sorry.
See, the thing is
Presto,
you need the one with the stacking trays.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a couple on here that have stacking trays, and they're running $30-$40
Yeah.
with next day shipping, or
Yeah.
couple
See,
days
so I
shipping.
was trying to get one like at the pawn shop for $15 or something like that.
Right.
And I found a Presto, and I can get more trays at Walmart for like $9 for a pair of them or something.
Cool.
But here's the thing, Mitch. You know what that's for? You should have one. You should be using one.
A food dehydrator.
Yeah.
What for your filament for your 3D
Yep.
printer?
Yep. You
Oh,
cut the center out of all the trays so that all you have is the ring,
Yeah,
and then you stack your filament in there and keep your filament
keeps it
warm.
dry. You know, I
So keep your powder dry. Well, with a 3D printer, you got to keep your filament dry.
I keep mine in a Ziploc bag with a. Every time I get shipped something and it's got one of these silica gel desiccant
use
bags
the
in it, I
desiccant
save
bag.
them. So I just take a handful of those things and throw them into the plastic bag with the filament, and seems to keep it
Right.
fine. So
and it keeps your gefilte fish dry.
gefilte fish is important. Yeah,
Keeps your what dry?
never mind. It's a Jewish thing.
Don't use those big.
Oi. Oi, babe.
Okay, gefilte fish.
Yep.
Gefilte fish is, for those people don't know, is like a fish hamburger looking thing made out of chopped fish, and the fish that they used to make this stuff out was the garbage fish, carp, stuff like that, and they seasoned it up, and this is what my grandmother used to make, and and you eat it cold, and they put it with a jellied kind of broth, and it's delicious. Took me 20 years before I would even taste this stuff. And then I found out I liked it.
From your description, it sounds like it'd be 20 before I taste it.
Does it say is it like the American version of Vegemite?
No, because it's fish. But it's nice. I like it. It's the problem is now to get it, you got to buy it in a jar in the supermarket by Manischewitz or one of those, and it's a cost a fortune.
You know what my dad used to call carp? Jewish trout.
You're exactly right. That's the old people, the old grandmothers, the old Jewish grandmothers, Italian grandmothers, all the old European people, the dishes that they made, they had the worst crap food. They had the toughest cuts of meat that they had to deal with, the cheapest garbage fish, and they figured out ways to make that stuff into what we now call comfort food.
Yeah.
And, and go out of our way to get it. But, some of the recipes of the different stews and the way they learned to cook brisket, for example. Brisket is not a really great cut of meat if you just tried to cook it regularly. Yeah. They'd make corned beef out of brisket, and then they'd spice it up and make pastrami out of it.
The Russian smile in the photographs.
My father used to make, when we'd have too many excessive mashed potatoes at dinner, he would make mashed potato donuts. He would deep fry them. Oh my gosh, were they good? And
when
they come out, roll them in powdered sugar. Oh,
well, we used to. My grandmother used to make what they call potato latkes.
Yeah,
a potato pancake, which is basically the same thing. Only, they would fry them in what we called schmaltz, which is chicken fat. And that was, they would use real animal fats to fry this stuff. And boy, it was so good. And then we started to get healthy and stop using that stuff. And then we all got sick. We all had to go back to eating
the old stuff.
Tallow and chicken fat and stuff. Yeah. Those people lived to be 1,000 years old, eating that
Pretty
stuff.
much.
Oh, do you know how Hush Puppy's got its name?
Yep.
I don't even want to know.
Dogs begging at the table, and they'd throw them a scrap and say, "Hush, puppy," and that.
Yeah, but
is that true?
Why they say Hush Puppy? It's a lot nicer than saying "Shut the frick up."
Oh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like my joke about.
I'm looking forward to a couple more days. Get to meet up with Rodney and Dennis and.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Paul and Philly Drone Life. Yeah. Next weekend, as a matter of fact.
Oh, cool.
Week away. Wow, nice.
In Philly.
I hope you get nice weather.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hope so. Yeah. We'll see.
How long are you going to be over there?
I've been known to get the nor'easters up, or you probably remember that, Mitch. Up there, like February, March, you can get those nor'easters.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're doozies. They're usually 2, 4, 3, 4, 5 feet of snow at a time.
Yeah, we used to love them because they closed the schools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, we did about 6 inches here, and everything shut down. The schools are closed. Yet, hey, the company I work for still open. Come on in. You can have all the freeways closed up. Oh, you still got to come in because they're too cheap to, let us stay home and, give us a day of, because back in the day when I first started working there, if we had a snow day, they'd say, hey, don't come in, but you're going to get paid for 8 hours. Can't beat that. But now, last couple of years, they haven't done that. Yep.
Thank you. Oh, but never mind. Art, did you get that little cartoon text?
Good up here the last week or so. We've had 40s, 50s.
Well, it got in the 60s here.
It was 50 something here today, almost 60. It's supposed to be almost 70 tomorrow.
For North Dakota, I'll take
Here.
that in February.
Exactly,
Yep.
Ron. Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
Monday we're going to get a big snowstorm.
Oh,
Well,
really?
I don't know how big, but snow is coming.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's headed to Philly.
Probably.
Yeah.
They usually do during the week of the show. They almost always get a snowstorm. So I'm kind of expecting it, but we'll see what happens. Ice storm when I left there last year. Bad ice storm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you going to Mike's house? You going to meet at Mikey's house?
I think I'll find out from Paul, Drone Bum. I think he's got a little more detail, but he knows we're coming.
He was he had the funniest thing about the last trip there was when he got Paul to fly out in front of his house. How nervous Paul was trying to get up there between the buildings and the power lines and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, because down there in those skinny streets in Philly, you've got
man.
buildings and wires going which
Hey.
direction.
Steve, there's a link if you want to come on. So Steve Carpenter's here. So
Hey,
let's make
Steve.
a big shoe.
I thought Steve didn't like me anymore. He didn't come to my show on Thursday.
Oh,
I said,
Yeah, and last time
where's Steve?
last time he was in a show and I got invited in, he left. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Both of us are in here now. He'll probably quit
Come on,
watching.
Steve. Show your face. No, I was just hoping that everything was okay. I hadn't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, somebody else we hadn't heard from in a while is
He gets a little busy with his mom and
Who haven't we heard from, Mel?
Jim Wallace.
You're right. I haven't.
oh yeah.
I haven't seen a live stream from him or seen him. Was he in Ken's chat Thursday?
He was in Ken.
All right, so he's alive.
Yeah.
He was. I don't
Who
remember.
was that?
Jim
Yeah,
Wallace.
just briefly, but I did see him there. Yep. Now, okay, what was going on in the chat on his show? There were a couple people that were just like, there was a little bit of drama.
Yeah, there was. We were blocking it as much as we could.
Oh God.
There was
All right.
a couple
I've
of
lost-
us that were trying to stay on
I've
top.
lost Mel's audio.
Oh,
There we go. Steve's here.
Hello, Steve.
click the other button, Art. Make us all a little bigger.
Okay. A little bigger. You mean like?
Yeah, like that. There
Oh,
you go.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's weird. Ron is upside down in the live stream StreamYards chat, but yet he's right side up on the YouTube chat.
Well, he's right side up in my StreamYards.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Have
Hey,
you
Art,
all
let me go
lost
out and
my
come back,
audio?
'cause I've totally lost Mel's audio.
Oh,
Have you?
Is my audio not
Come
working?
back in.
No, I got your audio, Mel.
yeah, I gotcha.
Now we lost Ron.
Well, he's gonna come back.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, this is a common problem. It seems. Mike Roach always has that problem. As soon as he comes in, or
Yeah, I
he
know.
can't hear anybody.
Right. On when he was on Rodney's show this morning, he was having some audio issues where he was cutting out. Okay, there is Ron. Now he's.
Yeah.
How's that? You hear everybody now, Ron?
Can you
Mel?
hear
Turn
me?
upside down so I can see you, Ron.
Hello.
There's Mel. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Well, good afternoon or evening, everybody.
How you
and no,
doing,
I'm not
Steve?
avoiding anybody. I've just been extremely busy with work and my mom.
How's she doing?
Well,
Health issues.
glad things are going okay. And we just had to tease you about something. You know, there's very little that we can tease you about. Being so suave and debonair that you are, it's very difficult to find things to pick on you with.
Ah!
Let's see. And I got another bucket I can fill up and give to you, too, if you want another one.
No, I may need 2 or 3. Considering I needed them in order to get my boat out of the water.
What's up with that?
It took on about 1,500 gallons of water and flooded the engine compartment and flooded the cabin.
Why?
We're trying to find out.
Do you keep it in the water? Do you normally keep it in the water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's not cool.
No, it's
No.
lucky. It's good thing you found out that it was before it went to the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, one thing the marina company is pretty good with, and our harbor patrol, is they patrol the boats, the slips, at least twice a day.
Right.
And the harbor patrol, I guess, spotted it. They notified the marina company, and they got down there with Dockmaster, and they threw some big pumps in the engine compartment and started pumping it out.
Oh boy.
But there was
Have you had it hauled out yet?
it's been out. Yeah, that was one of the things of dealing with this.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I've been with Boat US, and Boat US goes through Geico for their insurance. I called them up, and I had an insurance adjuster on the phone calling me back within 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, same day. Yep.
oh good.
Boat
So
US
what was the
is
problem?
fantastic.
What was leaking?
Still
We
trying
don't
to find
know
out.
Do you have is it an inboard, an IO?
Yeah, IO. Volvo Pinto IO.
So maybe you didn't you didn't leave the drain plug out, did you?
It's in the water. It's never
Okay.
been taken out since I've owned it.
Yeah.
So what would cause that?
The Dockmaster said he saw some bubbling coming up. After they pumped it up, he was standing there before I got down. He saw it. He saw bubbling coming up on the starboard rear stringer, which the engine mounts onto the one stringer. Saw bubbling across the forward bulkhead just before the fuel tank, which comes up against the mid-berth stateroom.
Oh. Could somebody have bumped into it?
No, it hasn't been out. I mean, I've just had it and starting it and moving it. It hadn't been out.
If somebody was out in the water and they were going to their slip and maybe something happened and they just
For where he's describing the
underneath
leak,
the boat.
there's no
okay.
collision.
okay.
Yeah.
Not on the side or anything.
Well, it could be some through hole, something or other there.
Yeah.
And not a through hole point. That's what's really weird. That's where you'd expect it.
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Right.
Because I have my through hole pumps for, the sanitation lines and everything. They're shut completely, sealed, and so they're not even ever touched. And the only time they're checked is when it's pulled out for a paint job. So
Yeah, and the engine pulls its water from the outboard side.
Right.
yeah.
So-
Now, the only thing is if somebody may have bounced, because, the boats are stern to stern, and, when you go to back out, if someone could have hit the outdrive.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
That's probably the most.
Yeah, but that wouldn't cause a leak at the front of the engine compartment, though.
Yeah, and
That leak would be right at the transom.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but we
true.
don't know if that's actually a leak point because water was coming
Water
out
travels
of
too.
forward bilge all the way up to the V berth.
And you know what the problem is? I can tell you the best way to find the leak. Put the
Fill it with water.
boat
Fill
on
it
deck
full of
and
water.
With water, that's right. That gives you a starting point to start looking.
When you start looking it over, you'll probably see it from the outside. It ought to be obvious, and if it isn't, then you got to start looking at your through hole stuff because it's got to be coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming from somewhere, that's for
Now,
sure.
is it a wood boat or gel coat?
Gel coat.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Sills says, "Is this an Artco boat show?"
Hey,
Hi, Jeff.
hey Jeff. It's called the Arco Sinking Boat Show.
Yeah.
The good thing is, Steve, that you had mooring lines. You got what? 2 stern and 2 bow and 2 spring lines?
No, not necessary because we have we're complete U-shaped slips.
So what'd you have for just 2 bow lines and 2 stern lines?
Yeah.
So it was hanging from the lines, or did
No.
it didn't get down that far?
I was going to say
They
it
said it was
probably
sitting-
wouldn't have actually went to the bottom. It would be hanging from the
Oh yeah.
mooring
Yeah.
lines.
Well, at that point there, I don't know. It could be resting on the bottom on the stern drive because we're pretty shallow at that point there, harbor. But
Right.
They said the water line was your color code gel code strips on the side. It was water level was above the top line of your upper gel coat line. So in other words, the water line would be here. Your gel coat line would, the hull would come up. That color strip would be your normal hull color. Then the stripe color, it was above the stripe color.
Oh,
There was a lot of water in there.
Sean, that would be the yard arm. That Jeff,
Yard arm.
yeah. Because Jeff said just hang someone from the yard arm, and I go, hang who? Who now?
if the water's over the head of the captain, you've sunk.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even on board the boat. I got the phone call.
Yeah.
That's good. You have somebody watching it, though.
Yeah.
I will say that about Harbor Patrol and stuff in most marinas, especially in California. They patrol regularly, constantly on patrol.
Mm-hmm.
They really do look out for the residents of the marina.
They do. And we're part of our harbor patrol for our whole area, because we're in the county of Orange, is actually the Orange County Sheriff's Department. So it's busted up into 3 harbors. The main harbor and main harbor patrol office is in Newport Beach, which is north of us. And then we're the southern one being here in Dana Point. And then they go up to another one north at what they call Sunset Harbor, which is up in an area called Huntington Harbor,
Right.
which is just up by the naval actually reloading station for all their frigates from weaponry.
Right.
You come in the same harbor, and boy, I'll tell you one thing: you do not want to cut that buoy where it's telling you to stay right.
Yeah.
First time in there, I came on the outside of that buoy. Out of nowhere, there was an inflatable Zodiac with a 50 caliber on the top of me, telling me to get over.
We got the same thing down here at Port Canaveral.
Oh yeah.
Not only do you have the cruise ships, but you got a nuclear submarine bases there too. And you don't.
Oh, wow.
These guys come in with these little boats. If they even get near the cruise ships, they descend on them like crazy. Not let alone the submarine base. Yeah,
Oceanside Harbor is just like that too, because that's Camp Pendleton Marine Corps base's access to the water is through Oceanside Harbor.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's same kind of thing there. In fact, when I was out for my reunion a couple of years ago with the big truck, I was parked with the truck at Oceanside Harbor Beach, camping, paid the per night fee, and I was flying the harbor, and across the channel of the harbor is Harbor Drive that runs around the harbor, right? The road.
Yeah.
Up a grass knoll about 20 feet to a chain link barbed wire rimmed fence is Camp Pendleton.
Oh,
And I'm flying my drone at Oceanside Harbor.
A little risky.
And if he would have been over that much further,
Actually, I checked it on AirMap. I checked it on the chart, and then I sent images, satellite images, chart images, and AirMap images to the boys at Remote Pilot 101.
yeah,
And they confirmed. They said, nope, you are correct. You are legal to fly at that harbor as long as you don't cross that barbed wire fence.
we've got some news coming in from Jeff at JS Aerial. News story for you. InfoWars has a video. China authorities using DJ, hurting people back in their homes if they see them without a mask.
Yeah.
What's that bad?
One where they're spraying disinfectants with drones.
Yeah, and well, DJI is closed. They shut their doors. And
I heard
that.
that was Tel Robotics.
Yeah.
Welcome, Vidar Lervag. We got someone that sounds like a Dutch name, so I'm guessing he is from the Netherlands or maybe Belgium.
What, instead of guessing where he's from, why don't you just ask him?
Yeah, where's
I'm sorry, Art. That just you opened the door for that one, So
Yeah, I
Steve-
have a
Norway. He's from Norway.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Steve, my nurse friend up in Sacramento said they got 2 patients in Kaiser with they're quarantined with the coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
now, so I got a question about this. Now, I watched this video from my personal doctor, and he said this coronavirus is nothing new. Coronaviruses have been around a long time. We've had a bunch of them. And he said it will live on a surface for up to 5 days. So someone that's infected with the virus can turn a doorknob, and you can turn that doorknob 4 days later, rub your eye, and get the virus. He said the only way you can get the virus is through a mucous membrane, nose, mouth, eyes, something like that. That's the only way you can actually
sneeze.
Get it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that moisture has to still make contact with your eyes or your nose or your mouth or something, or your hand, and then you lick your hand or wipe your eyes or whatever. Okay.
You shaking hands.
Yeah.
If you shake hands and then you wipe your eyes, then yes, you can get it. But anyway, he said that there is because the symptoms are identical to the flu and the cold and things like that.
Mhm.
There's no actual test that will tell you if you have the coronavirus or not. So how are people finding out?
They're supposed to be working on a test.
Okay,
Whether they have it or not yet, I don't know. I heard they were working on it.
And that's my point. If there's no actual test for this coronavirus,
could just
how
be
the hell
flu.
is anybody diagnosed with it?
They do have a
I
test,
don't get it.
but it's got to go. The test has to be drawn, and it has to go to the CDC.
That's right.
Tested because it's a specialized test, like a DNA test.
Yeah, I heard that, and
not be
they're
done in any laboratory.
and they're working
okay.
on a version of that test that they can send out, so other people. I
Well,
also heard.
I knew they were working on it, but I thought, how does supposedly the first case in the United States was in Washington or Oregon, and now supposedly there's a case in Arkansas, and I'm like, how the hell are these people getting these tests that doesn't exist for this virus? How does that work? I don't get it. How does it work?
Well, I saw one of these TV
And that's
doctors.
a legitimate question. I'm just,
I saw one of these TV doctors this morning on TV on Fox. Guy's name is Siegel. I don't know if you've ever seen him on
I've seen Dr. Siegel.
Yeah, and what he said was, he said that this virus is nowhere near as deadly as SARS.
Nope.
It's and that if you just take care of it, you treat with hydration and all that, chances are you're not going to die from it. You're going to get sick like you do with the flu, but it's not going to be as deadly as some of these other things.
No.
But they did make the point that it is very contagious.
Right.
But
Very
so is the flu.
contagious.
But so is the flu and any other virus like
So
that.
any
This
other
is a whole new
virus.
This is a whole new strain of anything else
Yeah.
that's out there. That's what the problem is.
But these viruses mutate on a daily basis anyway.
That's right.
They're just constantly mutating.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
That's like that H1N1 virus that was back
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. I lost a friend to that. He's 50 years old. Started out with flu symptoms, and within less than a week, he was in an ICU with his organs shutting down on a ventilator. And
Wow.
he died within a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
The media really blows things out of proportion,
Yeah.
though, don't they? I mean,
Well, I know I have a friend of mine that he's president of a yacht building company, and I don't want to mention it because of what's going on. But he's over in China, and he was there for Chinese New Year's, and there was 2 vessels that were getting ready, that were just the final outfitting was being done before they'd be put on a transport ship to come here to the States. And we don't know if he's going to make it back, because now the latest release is if you are in China, there's a 14-day quarantine when you come back. You will be quarantined for 14 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it never hurts to err on the side of caution with something like this.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
Well,
Is that? I wonder,
wrote
Steve. Is
all
that
the-
a?
I wrote all the other directors and I said, I'll bring in the masks for everybody.
Is that a cost to the person? I wonder. You know,
I'm sorry?
is that almost like a hospitalization of some type, where it's actually?
Somehow you're going to be quarantined somewhere.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, is it a
Who
cost to
pays
you,
for
though?
that? Yeah.
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 I'm
Yep.
just wondering, is like an insurance cover
Government?
that, or you know? I'm sure
And
it's
the-
not cheap.
And the things that you see everybody wearing with masks, that's the whole thing, like what Mel was saying. You sneeze, you cough, you're breathing, the mucus is going to get that mask wet. Those masks that these people are wearing are only going to be good for like 2 to 4 hours because they're
Right.
going to get damp just from your normal breathing. And any mucus or sneeze or anything that you may have is going to hit that mask. And if there's a chance you take it off, move it out, and then it becomes.
And the
stuff
the
to
other
go-
thing that kind of really rung a bell for me and made light bulbs go off, and my doctor even talked about the masks. He said, all these masks you see people going and buying and wearing, he said they're absolutely useless, absolutely 100% useless. There's only 2 kinds that have the filtration required to prevent, to provide the protection that you're looking to get. He said the average mask that you see these people wearing with the little squeeze thing on their nose, you know, to keep it closed, he said that ain't going to get it, folks. Don't waste your money.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
N95
That's what
mask.
he said. Yeah. What kind?
N95. We have to be tested on them every year.
Yeah, I think he said something like that. And one other thing, there was 2 that he mentioned. I'm pretty sure he said 2,
Yeah.
or maybe the way he said it, I thought it was 2,
Yeah.
but yeah, he said something like that. Yeah.
And when we're tested with them, matter of fact, you couldn't work here, Mel. Either that or you'd have to shave.
Oh yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
know.
we have to be tested on them, and they actually test us for tightness, and they use this like a sugar mist that
Yeah.
they blow into it to see how well that, you know, if you can, you know, that's to say we got to go through. We got to make sure you have the right size. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to
They're pretty
fit right
strict
and
on
everything.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like that's why I don't mess with my commercial license. That's why I don't mess with
Yes, that's correct, Steve
hazmat.
Mack. Yeah.
I don't mess with hazmat because there's a lot of hazmat stuff that you may in the event of an emergency be required to wear a gas mask,
Mhm.
and I can't fit a gas mask
Mhm.
and seal it properly.
Yeah.
I could when I was a young guy and clean shaven like y'all and in the Air Force, but nowadays, I don't even mess with hazmat stuff.
I'll ship you my weed whacker, Mel.
What a guy. What a guy. Mel, you know, with friends like that, Mel.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, he left himself wide open for that one.
Well, Steve, I'll make you a deal.
I saw it.
No. Go ahead and send the weed whacker and find 2 guys. Well, it's going to take 3 because one's going to have to run the weed whacker, and the other 2 are going to have to be crazy enough to try to get hold of me to hold me down.
That's when you do it at nighttime.
I sleep with a Glock under my pillow, Steve. Come on.
Yeah, but you got to reach up. That's when we'll tie
No. I sleep like this. Okay? I mean, come on.
Jeff said the virus would get lost in Mel's beard. And
Never
everything.
see the light of day. It would die in the maze. Well, thank you, Jeff. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So how do you feel about all these other people coming onto your show? Aren't you a professional comedian? And all these people trying to be comedians on your show. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it makes for a pretty interesting show.
Yeah, you got a nice show tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the all the usual suspects.
Yep. And I was going to say something funny, and then I'm getting like Lloyd, where I get a thought, and then squirrel. It's like
Yeah. Shiny object.
shiny object.
Shiny
Well,
object.
yeah.
Yeah, been a lot of those shiny objects in Washington these days, haven't there?
Oh yeah.
Take care, Jeff. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, Jeff, take care.
Oh, there we go. There's.
Oh,
Breaking news and hearts.
yeah. The Jeff Sills. I remember that on Ken's show.
Oh yeah.
A while back.
Oh, he scattled out of here before you got back with that, Mel. You knew it
Jeff,
was
you
coming.
shouldn't be picking on my beard.
Roy Cornelis says, anybody heard about the FAA revising the remote ID proposal now looking a lot better for recreational? I haven't heard that.
There's been no revisions published.
There may be rumors about. I just have to believe that, in the years it's going to take to nail down what they really want to do, that what they finally end up with is not going to bear any resemblance to this first proposal, because it never does. There's just so many politics, and then whatever they do come up with, of course, it's got to get congressional approval if it's going to be part of a FAA recertification bill like these things usually are. So it's a long way, and at this point, I'm just flying. I'm not worried about it at all. Whatever will happen, it'll happen. And you got
what's Tater talking about? Sure, the Department of Interior is shutting down. Oh, you mean government drones?
Yeah, that's probably.
That's probably the government. I think that's the Tater. You're talking about the government-owned stuff.
Yeah, and they've been squawking about DJI forever.
Yeah, the security risks.
Right.
Well, there's no more security risk in a DJI drone than there is in anything else that the United States government's involved with China. So get off DJI's ass, U.S. government.
Yeah, how about the cell phones that you that you carry in your pocket every day and track every movement and everything else? They're all made in China too.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
You feel better, Mel?
Yeah. But would you like me to tell you how I really feel? No. But seriously, I mean, everybody's worried in the government. The government, somebody at the government said, "Yeah, we got to worry about the security of these DJI drones." Nonsense. With all the communications and the people that we have and the embassies and everything that's going on, a damn drone is the least of their worries.
Yeah.
I think cell phones are worse.
Yeah.
Than a drone.
Well, they're connected every which way from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They're, my drone, when it's turned off, sitting in the box, is not talking to anything. But my cell phone is.
And I'll tell you something else. What
Go
drone?
ahead.
Somebody tell me what drone was subsidized by the United States government to be produced for consumer use. What drone? Subsidized by the United States government
have no
to
idea.
Be produced for consumer use. You know why you have no idea? Because it doesn't exist. It never happened. But everything for cell towers and cellular connection and everything for that's involved with that has been government subsidized at one point or one time or another.
Right.
And the Chinese subsidize all their manufacturers.
Our government wants us to have these smartphones. They want to be able to track us if they choose to.
Of course. They did put up a stink about Huawei and kind of screwed them over because, and I don't know why, I never really looked into whether they actually found evidence that those phones were doing evil things, but
yeah.
All right, Tater.
Later, Tater.
Yeah.
Take care, Mark.
Well, speaking of technology, how about old technology like the number stations on shortwave radio.
I remember used to having to stand and hold the antenna like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
On YouTube, one of the technology channels, and we're talking about the old. Remember when you had shortwave radio, and you would hear like melodies followed by numbers, or somebody in an electronic voice saying the numbers.
Mhm.
It turns out those are codes for agents out in the field, or supposedly.
Mhm.
And those were called number stations.
Hmm.
So that was kind of interesting to hear about that, because back in the 70s, I got a radio that had short wave, it had AM, FM, weather, television, and marine, and a couple other bands on there, and it was kind of neat to listen to.
Be right back.
All right. Especially at night, because you're getting stations from miles and miles away, especially AM stations. Because
Right.
when I lived here, when I lived in Michigan, I was getting stations in WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, WLS, Chicago, KDKA,
Yes, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I
Well,
remember
that's
that
old
one.
AM radio, but the AM radio band. God, when I was a kid, late at night, the weather was a certain way in Philadelphia, you'd be hearing West Coast stations. That low frequency stuff just propagates.
Or KOA radio, the blowtorch of the black.
Yeah, we had where Wolfman Jack was coming out of Tijuana down over here. That in order to get around the 50,000 watt,
Right.
He
They
had the
had
perfect radio
100
voice.
50,000 watt transmitter sitting down on the other side of the border in Tijuana. And I'll tell you what, I've been clear up in the Oregon border hearing him and listening to it like if I turned on to a local radio station in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
I remember, funny, Art, we were talking about the cell phones and that. Real quick, funny story. I had a hunter 2 years ago, and over in Wyoming, he was from Oregon, and he told me we had to race back and hurry up and get back to the ranch, where the lodge is. And I was wondering what was going on. He's like, I need to make a phone call. And I said, well, if we go right up the road up here, we'll have cell service. He's like, no, I got to make a special phone call. What he had to do was make what I guess they call an encrypted phone call. So he had to leave as up around Devil's Tower and then go to Rapid City to the Air Force Base. And I'm like, are you military? He goes, no. And he goes, I'll be back in about 3 or 4 hours. Well, he came back, and finally I asked him, his name was Chris, and I said, what is it that you do? He goes, I'm a subcontractor for the U.S. military. I'm like, what? He said, Ron, the only thing I can tell you, he says, that I do very bad things to very bad people. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
We left it at that.
Right. If I told you, I'd have to kill
To
you.
kill you.
Exactly. Well, Art, I got to jump out of here. I offered to help out our friend Bill on Coast to Coast.
Okay.
His
He's doing a
I was just trying
special.
to- the people they had on is everybody's come down with the flu.
He's
Oh.
doing a show tonight, is he?
Yeah,
Yep.
because he flew on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, because he usually does it on Wednesday. So he's
Yeah.
gonna be on. He's gonna be on tonight. Well, tell him to send me his. He keep talking about him coming on my stream,
Okay.
and then he keeps saying, I'd really like to, and I say to him, send me your email address. He never sends me his email address. So tell him that Mitch said, and my email address is very easy to remember. It's oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. He can find me easily. So tell him to send me his email address.
And it's like all of us. Just look on the about page.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, but how stuff happens. I
Yeah.
spent the entire day today working, well, half the day today working on a 20-second intro for my live streams. You know, like
Yeah.
so I can be fancier and more broadcasty like.
Right.
So my next live stream, you guys, after the countdown's done, there'll be a 20-second funny. I think it's funny
Yeah.
intro.
Well, I'll bid you adieu. Art, thank you for
Okay.
letting me in. Mitch, Ron,
Steve, good to
Steve.
see you. Take
and
it
please do
easy.
me a favor. Stop hanging upside down.
What-
Crowley does that. He hangs upside down.
Now
There
you're
you go.
sideways.
It's the iPad. I don't know what it does.
No, you look right side up to the rest of us, though. That's the
Yeah.
amazing thing. Yeah.
Stop
No.
drinking, Steve.
Take,
Steve, your
care.
glasses are on upside. Turn your glasses over. You'll be all right.
Oh, crap. That's the problem. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys.
All right. We'll see
See
you
you,
later.
Steve.
See you
Take care,
later.
everybody in chat.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm going to bug out myself.
Okay.
So I before it gets too late, and I have a cigar with my name on it, calling me,
Right.
and I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
out there.
about
And,
ready to go.
yeah, we've been going over an hour and a half now. You started early. I mean,
Yeah.
I figure 7 o'clock, about 6:45. I get the chime from you.
Well, I sent you an email.
I got that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
So that's why I didn't go out and light up the cigar. I figured I'd
Right.
wait till after the stream. And everybody's saying goodbye to me. Hey, listen, you know, I was talking about doing a second live stream every week. I remember I was talking about doing a technical, like tech
Right.
talk, workbench type thing. And we were talking about
Right.
Sundays. And I'm still trying to decide whether I should actually start tomorrow. What do you guys think?
What time?
It's going to be after Mel. In other words, whenever Mel gets done,
Oh, yeah.
which would be he comes on at
5 o'clock.
Well, he's 5 now. 5.
or
wait,
6 o'clock here. Yeah, so it'd be 7, 8 o'clock, something like that.
Okay.
What's
on
Mel?
Sun-
Central or Eastern?
He's
Yeah,
in
he's
Central.
in
Yeah, yeah.
Central.
So he does it like, is it 5 or 6 Central, 7 here?
He's
No,
at 5
it's
now.
5 Mountain. Yeah. So.
Okay, so
Right.
when he gets done, we were trying to think there's ain't much going on Sunday night, and I thought it might be
Right.
fun to do a stream where we basically keep it to technical
Yeah.
stuff, whether especially the FPV technical stuff. There's
Yeah, we'll come on and talk
So-
about boats and then,
boats and viruses and
cell phones,
Chinese
viruses,
spies, and of course you got your show tomorrow at Art's
Yeah.
Place.
Art's Place. Yes, we
At
got.
what time? 2 o'clock Central. Is that what time you come on?
Yeah, it'll be 2 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Thaddeus McCotter, former congressman from Michigan. It's going to be our guest, and we'll talk about the impeachment and all the fun stuff going on in politics.
Okay, so if I decide to do it tomorrow night, I'll put up a stream. If not, it'll probably be next Sunday. But
Okay.
I still have some ideas I want to put together for what exactly I want to do. I don't want it to be just another thing like I do on Thursday nights. I want it to
Right.
have a whole different reason for people watching, and it might draw a different kind of crowd too. So it's going to be more FPV oriented. Anyway, thanks for having me, Art. Always a pleasure. Good to see you, and I will see you all down the road.
All right.
Take care, Mitch.
Ron, you take
Yep,
care.
take care, Mitch.
Say goodbye
Yep.
to Mel for me, okay?
Okay, we'll do that.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right. We're winding down here, Art. Hey, at some point, Art, between now and August, maybe get a phone number from you if you feel comfortable with that.
Okay. Sure.
That way, there we can communicate maybe those last couple weeks or whatever.
Okay. Sure.
Hit me up on like Facebook Messenger or something, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Right.
And,
Right.
yeah, and again, like this morning, I really, really appreciate your help and
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
And,
think so.
Yeah, it'd be nice to meet everybody, and that's one thing Rodney Bell told me. He came back from Spin Up. He said, Ron, he said, after talking to all these people for the last year and a half, 2 years, he said, and then you finally physically meet them. He said it was really, really a great experience. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was. It really was. And I got to meet Mel, which was fantastic, and Chris Hope, and I mean all the
It
guys.
was cool meeting you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
And Mel's a tall guy. Wow. I mean, everybody seemed tall, and meeting Chris Hope, I'm like, wow, what the
Rick, I mean, Art, when you're only, what, 4 foot something?
4'6"? Yeah,
Everybody's
tall.
tall.
Yep,
That's funny.
yep. But I like slow dancing. Anyway,
Yeah, you keep saying that. Yeah, Chris Hope is a tall guy.
oh, Mike said I should get the strippers signed up at the meetup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
do
I
know
wish I
we're
could
all
wish I could make that. You guys are gonna have a blast.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you never know. It's early at Mel. You know, you never know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and yeah. Mhm.
so we're gonna see if everything goes according to plan. The plan is just to spend the weekend, and then whoever wants to follow up. I think Matt is coming up to Sturgis with us. Jim obviously will be with me, and Jim's staying at my place. So we're gonna spend a couple days in Sturgis at the rally, and gonna be interesting to. This is the 80-year anniversary. Every anniversary year gets pretty crowded. Next year is going to be real interesting. It's 81, and that is the numbers of the Hells Angels. So they're looking at international guests.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know. We'll see. We will see.
Now, is Jim gonna ride up there, or is he gonna trailer his bike up there?
No, he's actually going to ship it. There's excuse me. I remember I took a friend to the airport during the week of the rally. There must have been a dozen tractor trailers just full of bikes.
Yeah, my company that I used to be leased with, we hauled bikes in fact, we designed special skids that are on casters.
Mm-hmm.
That we can flip the wheels down and be able to push it around and then flip the wheels up and it sits solid on the floor.
Yeah.
And it had the logistics holes, I guess you call them, in it to where we could actually strap the skid to the wall in the trailer and stuff so that it couldn't move around in transit.
Well, Mel, here's a quick story for you. This is kind of somewhat of a trucking story, but the Harley dealership in Rapid City, they do a pickup and delivery for maintenance, and they're really slow in the winter, and it's free. So I'm like, I'll get my spring maintenance done now. So guy came the other day in a 20-foot trailer, and he actually bypassed because I'm glad he did. He bypassed me, went to Spearfish, picked up a guy's bike, and then picked me up on the way back through.
Oh.
Now he only had two bikes in there, one on the right, one on the left up front, and they had all the bracketing systems down on the floor. They had the wheel chock up there. I mean, if he tied my bike down, it wasn't going anywhere. At least I thought. And it didn't, thank God. But from my house to the dealership is 10 minutes. And on the side of the trailer is a little side door. Well, between my house and the dealership, he was making the final turn off the interstate, heard a big bang. And then he looked and he saw something protruding out the side of the trailer.
Uh-oh.
There was the guy's bike that I was admiring right beside mine. Apparently the attachments on the floor came loose and that bike tried to go out through the side of the trailer. It had all this custom murals and paint job. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Because he brought my bike back on Thursday afternoon. I'm like, where'd that big hole come from in the side of your trailer?
Oh.
Not good. But I walked around my bike about 10 times and I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to do this. He said, Ron, I've already got the word on you, how particular you are about your bike. He goes, I fully expected it, but not a speck of dirt on mine. Thank God.
I loaded 2 custom bikes. They weren't Harleys. They were custom. One was built by those guys that build the motorcycles.
Up at Orange County Choppers.
One was an Orange County chopper.
Right.
And it was a rigid. And the other one was it was a soft tail, but it was custom built. And they were using the older style skids, the wood skids. And when they designed these wood skids, they built the outer frame out of 4x4.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had cross members in them, and then they had plywood on them. And so they were 4 inches thick, okay, because they're built with 4x4s. And in the center for the front wheel chock, what they did was they cut the plywood, and 2 of the long runners, 2x4s, the front wheel would sit down in between those, in the hole where they cut the plywood out of the frame, right? And so the bike would, if it wasn't a super heavy bike, you could load the thing onto the skid. One guy could do it because once you get that front wheel to drop down in that slot, it would
hold up. Yeah.
Kind of, it would lean a little, and if it wasn't too heavy, but it would stand up and let you get the straps on the handlebars down to the front corners and, secure the bike. And then we put straps on the back. So every bike has 4 straps on it, securing it to the skid. When they put them in our trailers, our policy was once the skids were set in place, then they were supposed to run a strap.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike. Between the 2 bikes, like to pull them together, and then another strap from each bike to the outer wall, so that even if the motorcycle straps came loose, those bikes were still held upright from the walls of the trailer.
Right.
Well, this guy that loaded this stuff in my trailer at our warehouse wouldn't do it correctly, wouldn't do it the way I wanted it done. And I took pictures and sent them to dispatch and said, look, these guys aren't doing this right. And they said, nah, that's the way they do it there. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, send that to me in an email, or I'm not moving this trailer.
Right.
And so they emailed me. They said, please accept the load the way it is, blah, 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 blah. You're not responsible. You're not loading the trailer. They are. Every other load I pulled, I'm responsible for what's in the trailer and how it's loaded. And if something comes loose, it's a claim on me. Right?
Right.
So to me, that's the same thing in this case. And they said, nope, don't worry about it. The warehouse is handling it. It's not on you. Okay, fine. And when I got to Denver, one of those bikes had fell over. The custom bike on the right that was not the Orange County Chopper bike fell over and hit the Orange County bike. And you know what those bikes look like.
And what they cost.
And there was a dent in the fuel tank the size of my fist from where the end of the handlebar hit the fuel tank.
Oh.
So that was dented and scratched up, and there was some other damage on that bike. The clutch handle was bent around in a horseshoe because it had laid against the other bike so long it actually bent the clutch handle backwards, and there was other damage on that bike on the bottom of the saddlebags and stuff where it was leaned over. It was now the saddlebags were laying on the skid.
Oh.
So the bottom outer corner, if you will, of the fiberglass saddlebags on that bike, it rubbed probably most of the trip from Dallas to Denver, and actually rubbed through the saddle. You could stick your finger through the hole that it rubbed through. There was probably $8,000 or $10,000 worth of damage to each bike. And I tried to tell them, this isn't right. This isn't right. This is going to be a problem. And nobody would listen to me, They didn't bill me for a claim either because they tried to, but I had that email. I said, nope, look here. I got this email right here. It's in writing.
Right.
Y'all told me to do it this way. So that's what we did. They loaded it. It's on them.
Yeah. Well.
I've seen guys come pick up their bikes at our warehouses, and one guy literally got a magnifying glass out and was looking on the bottom. He was looking everywhere.
I don't get that bad, but I did take half a dozen trips around mine the other day before that guy left.
But some of these things, Mike, these guys, they get, $20,000, $30,000 just in a paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's not a flaw in your paint job and you let someone else move your bike for you and you get it back, there's a flaw. You know where it come from. And we've had a lot of times too where the driver, when he loaded it, wouldn't.
Welcome to Artco Bike Show.
Yeah, we went from boat show to bike show. There's also a lot of guys too that would make claims that were, that scratch was there when we loaded it, but the driver didn't write it on the inventory, so there was no proof.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I did? Whenever I loaded a bike, photographs.
Oh, photographs tell no lies.
Photographs tell no lies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Because
Well,
you can't catch every scratch.
Right.
There's no way. You know.
No.
Yep.
Well, Art, this has been an interesting show.
Yeah.
Went from
well,
what?
thanks for coming on, Ron.
We've
Drones
talked
to viruses.
FAA to viruses to boats to bikes.
Chinese spies and
Art tried to talk about girls with his slow dancing
Yeah.
intro, but that kind of got faded away.
Yeah. Motorboating.
tall guys and taking Mel's beard. And
Yep.
And don't forget, we can't
Yeah.
ever let Jeff forget.
yes.
Ron, we need to make t-shirts for this meetup.
Yeah.
Come up with
That'd
the
be
name,
cool. That'd be
and
cool.
I'll do it on my Teespring, and we'll get people to
Oh,
order from that. And,
yeah, look at here. He's going to make money off of your t-shirts for your meetup. What a snake.
His mama didn't raise no dummy, huh?
Yeah, boy, that's right. That was a smooth move there, Art. That was pretty slick.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to sit and think about this one now.
Yeah. Yeah. We could, yeah. I get with Sean Oz. He could do the design
Yeah.
and send me a JPEG, and I could throw that on the shirt, and I could put like Rocky Mountain Meetup 2020.
Yeah.
Well, Art,
Drugs and fun.
Art, they're all coming out there where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So just do it. You and Sean get together and do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Somehow get an ambulance, helicopter, drone, morph thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambulance, yeah.
Get the front end or the tail, the back end of a Heritage Softail maybe in there, because those always look sexy, don't you think, Ron?
Yeah.
The back end of a Heritage Softail, especially if she's a blonde or a brunette.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we get plaster Naomi Wu all over it.
Yeah. And we could get some kind of Ken Heron logo on there as well.
Yeah,
to
there
get
you
him to come.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't really think you'd get Ken to come out there.
Well, Art's going to talk to him.
I'll talk to him. He said he was
He
going to
probably
do
won't.
like
He's
a
probably too busy.
road trip through the country
How do you spell Alzheimer's?
with an A.
But it'll be
Walked right into that one with a Heimer on the end. Yep.
Yep.
good one, Art. With an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're from Minnesota, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, guys, have a great evening.
All right.
Art, thank you for having me on. Mel, take care. You guys
Ron?
have a good weekend.
Sorry I missed Steve Carpenter leaving. I didn't know he was going to go. But I had a phone call I had to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going over to Bill's show, which is probably just starting. So,
Who?
coast to coast drone.
Coast to coast
Oh,
drone therapy.
oh.
Yeah, they're having their special because Bill was in Virginia this week
Oh,
visiting
okay.
family. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you,
All right, Ron. You take
Ron.
care
Good to see you.
Okay, guys.
out there.
Alrighty, man. See you all later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we go.
Okay, somebody in chat spelled Alzheimer's for me. Art was very kind and gave us the first letter, A.
I think it's ALZ Heimer.
Hey, you're right. Alzheimer. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Remember Mel back in school called Sound Out the Word. How many syllables does it have?
Yeah, but you know what? That's inherently against the rules because the rule is I before E except after C.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
in this one, it's backwards. See, so even if I had done that, I would have been misspelling it, apparently, because everybody says it's E before I. And the rule is I before E except after C.
Yeah.
So, yeah. See?
Yeah, see, Steve Max got it and Brent's Exploration. Yeah, they have this thing called Google.
Yeah, but I'm in your show and I didn't want to be rude and leave to go do that.
Oh, you
That's not
can't
important enough.
can't
I can
open
only
up
leave to,
another
I just didn't want to, you know, I felt like I'd already cut out on you a couple times and it's like, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we've been on, or I've been on for a minute and 41. Yeah.
And
Hour and
a minute and 41 seconds?
Yeah, that'd be a really short show.
He'd remember how to spell it, but Alzheimer's is kicking in. Thanks a lot, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I could tell the same jokes over and over.
That's right. And meet your old friends and think you're making new ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Art, I'm going to bust out of here. Let
Yeah,
you
I'm
finish up
about
your
ready
show.
to close this.
I know you're about ready to probably pull the plug.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Steve says hide my own Easter eggs. Mel just has Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Thanks, Brent. Jeez. See me tomorrow. Yes, you will, Rick. I will be right here in this chair tomorrow evening. Thank you for reminding me. I
And
almost
don't
forgot.
forget Art's Place. We've got Thaddeus McCotter.
Speaking of Art's Place, did you get that text I sent you?
No,
I sent you one to your phone, I think.
Oh,
Or that, or it went to someone else's phone number.
let me check my phone really quick. I haven't checked.
Yeah, Tim, I'm almost afraid for them to tell me how they really feel.
Alrighty, do. Okay, got 2 messages.
Hopefully one's from me.
Well, I see one from my girlfriend. Oh yeah, Mel Coach. That's funny.
You like that one?
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren is more Indian than you are Republican. That's Trump telling.
Mitt Romney. You know why, right?
Yeah.
Because he voted with the Democrats yesterday.
He's going to be primary. He's got another couple more years, 4 more years, because he was elected in 18. So yeah.
Romney, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He'll be done. He sealed his career.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
Anyway.
Utah is pretty conservative, except for Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is
Yeah.
pretty liberal there. But yeah, I think he's done. Susan Collins, well, you're lucky to get a Republican in Maine. Maine is pretty blue, and she's well liked, and that's why she's a lot more moderate than the rest of the Republicans. And she was the
Yeah.
other one that voted with the Democrats as well. But Lamar Alexander and Mikulski voted with the big guys or gals. Did the
Yeah.
right thing. Oh, Roy wants more of my old comedy clips. I'm going to try and look around. I did find some old Super 8 tapes that I go through if I get a recorder and turn it to digital. And then I could go through and edit those. Those would be later in my career. The earlier ones, those got lost when I moved around. I had to.
Don't you wish we had digital stuff back then?
Yeah, I know.
You know,
That would have been awesome.
I mean, you know how much of that information you could have saved on one of these things.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? 16 gig. Oh, this one's only an 8, but still, even that would have been huge back then.
well, I've got one here. It is. Oh, here's one. I got a micro SD, 1 gig.
Oh man, that right there is the bomb, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, throw it out the window, watch it blow up.
yeah. And you get some of those really busted up Phantom 3s, and if you want, and the board is shot, there is an SD card in there, and I always pull those before I.
Inside the drone?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And I think that keeps the logs on there.
Yeah, but not that small of a card. I mean, it would have to rewrite them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. All right. Well,
Or maybe it holds the firmware updates.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they need a storage disk of some sort to hold the firmware.
Right.
So maybe that's what that is. Who knows?
Yep. I think you're
There
right.
ain't no telling. And you know what? It don't matter, does it?
Mhm.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, it don't matter.
It
what
don't
it's there
matter.
for. Don't matter what it's there for. It's there.
Yep.
You want to fly the drone, you want to fly DJI, then you got to put up with the SD card inside the drone.
Yep.
Who gives a flying rat? Never mind.
All right, everyone. Thank you all in the chat for coming. Mel, thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for inviting me.
And everybody have a great evening. And we'll see you tomorrow on Art's Place and Mel's Place.
Yeah, 400 AGL live.
400 AGL.
All right.
Take care,
Good night,
everybody.
Art. Thank you.
See you guys next week. And don't forget, February 14th, special show. We're giving away some really awesome toffee. So see you next week, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.